Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, July 5th. This Thursday to Friday thing gets me messed up sometimes. Mark Meeks here with EXP Realty, joined by Jayden Backs from Avenue Financial for another weekly real estate update. And this week, of course, we will have our monthly recap from July. Jayden, how are you doing?
I'm loving life, as you know, getting ready for a trip and very excited about it. And talk a little bit about how I'm going to keep working through that trip a little bit later on here.
Yeah, it sounds good. All right, let's get right to our weekly stats, and then we will get to how July has done. So, as we've been seeing here over the last couple of weeks, we had another long weekend we went through, but we're really seeing a decrease in the numbers of listings hitting the market on the detached side of things. So, we're down to 331 new listings, 314 sales, 113 pendings for a total of 427 and a net difference of 96. Last week it was 107. So I think we've kind of settled into our summer market, if I can call it that. And you can see our detached listings decreased overall again this week down to 2857. So though, those have been kind of steady over the last 5 weeks. If we look at our last long weekend, the week leading out of that, we had 393 new listings and we had 285 sales. So this long weekend was definitely better, basically the same pendings. So again, when we're looking at, I'm just going to pull it up on my other screen here, so I can mouse over what we're looking at. So we had 114 pendings, 285 sales, 393 new listings. So that was the week leading out of Canada Day and leading into Stampede. So we're definitely ahead of those numbers from a sale and pendings, but significantly down on the new listing side of things. So what does that do? That creates more upward pressure on pricing, which we're going to get into in our monthly recap here in a second. So our total listings also down significantly, 6,309 from 6,565. Again, lowest levels in months now. So again, summer market in Calgary, not huge surprises here. And we always wrap it up with, well, what does this mean for me? I think you have a great opportunity as a seller right now. If you can get your home listed in the month of August, there are still a ton of buyers out there. As we can see from the sales, they're eating up roughly 80% of the new listings are getting sold on a week-to-week basis. So that really gives you an indication of where you would be at from a sale perspective. If you're on the buying side, you need to be on top of it. I've been involved in a couple of situations with multiple offers recently, where homes are either we're not getting into the home on time and they're selling in a day or two still. Yeah, so that's still happening. Maybe not as widespread as it was before. All right, so that is this past week. Let's now take a look at our July stats as we throw that up on the screen here. It would help if I actually click the right button. All these months and months, and I'm still, it's the, there we go. All right, so there's our July 2021. So kind of really kind of paraphrase this into what are the most important stats for you to know if you're in the market or just curious about how your home is doing. So we did have a trending slightly downwards from June, not surprising. We had Stampede, we had Canada Day in there, and we're into the thick of summer in Calgary. However, we still have this highest sales activity since 2014. I actually think it was another record sales month, and up 20.7% from July 2020. Detached prices overall are up 11% year over year. And I will tell you that is in every zone in Calgary except for the downtown zone. So as an example, the two top zones were the south, where I live, Woodbine, Woodlands, Evergreen, Shaughnessy, Bridlewood, that whole zone, Sundance, and then the southeast. And we're talking about a point or two. So let's say the prices went up 10% in the northwest, and then they're 11.5%, let's say, in the southeast. So overall, we're still seeing price increases. Almost 78% of new listings are selling. So sale to new listing ratio, that's a very important statistic. We've been in months, I remember in some of our earlier ones last year where we're at 50 or 60%. So this is a huge, huge number. Our months of supply, what does that mean? Well, That means how long does it take if no other listings came on the market based on our current sales numbers? How long will it take to eat through the numbers of listings on the market? And that is what determines if we're in a seller's or a buyer's market. So we've been in the seller's market really since the beginning of the year. So we're down 21% year over year on that. I believe it was 2.8 months last year. Our days on market, take a look at that. 33 days on market in July and 49 in July of 2020. But again, the months of supply is very location specific. I'll use my community of Woodbine. We're at about a month of supply in Woodbine. So that kind of gives you the difference between the different communities. So for your up-to-date stats in your community, reach out to me. I'd be happy to provide this kind of report for you as well. So overall, we're still in a very strong seller's market. It's starting to balance out a little bit, but that is July 2021 wrapped up in a bow. So that's that, Jayden. How about you? What's going on with you?
Yeah, well, first of all, something that you talk about often, but I don't know if you've mentioned here, is that days on market is so interesting, right? Because it's 33 days, but there's 2 weeks of conditions in there, so right. Things are really moving quickly. It's phenomenal. What I'm actually seeing interest rate wise and lender wise right now is that there's a little bit of pressure moving rates slightly down, seeing a lot of rate specials. Continue to see phenomenal discounts on prime for the variable, but we're starting to see that fixed pull back down again as well, and that's our lenders all kind of preparing themselves for this fall market, right? So they want to be top of mind when things really get moving and are trying to differentiate themselves from one another, and that happens, for a little bit, and then everybody tends to come back to more or less the same, and it becomes a case of different product and what fits you as a consumer best rather than pure rate. So right. I think you can expect that to continue over the next couple of months. We'll see things going down slightly, and then just in terms of as I said, I'm going on a trip. Excited about, but one of the real blessings of this last year and a half is the investments that both you and I have made in technology and being kind of available from anywhere in the world, right? And so, I love the Finmo system that I use to intake client applications and information. It's still within 15 minutes of having a conversation with me, you could have a complete application that is just missing the documentation to back it up. If once it takes me about a half an hour after I've seen that application to give you a pre-qualification, and within 20 minutes of getting your documents and reviewing them, if they're complete, I can have you a full pre-approval. So that doesn't change if I'm here or in China or Uzbekistan. It doesn't change where I am in the world. That'll continue to happen.
Some real hot spots there.
That's right. Yeah. So it's just one of the real blessings of the technology advancements that have happened over the last year and a half. So always available. My cell phone is still tied to my hip. I'll be taking calls all the time. So looking forward to doing a bit of remote work over the next little bit.
Yeah, that sounds good. And of course, reach out to Jayden for, specifically, in an ideal world with buyers, you're getting your pre-approval first. We're chatting, that means me and the buyer chatting. We've got that pre-approval in place because, again, the worst thing we can do is have you go out and look at homes that unfortunately won't be in your budget. So really, really important to get that pre-approval in. There is a process that Jayden has streamlined so nicely, but there is still some legwork. Like, let's just be honest, right? It's not, oh, hey, here's my name and social insurance number and I'm pre-approved, right? And there's a little bit more to it than that.
No, and everybody's different. Some people don't want to go through that legwork up front, but I'll tell you, there's value there. There's value in not having a surprise further down the road, and in me being able to tell you this is exactly what you can afford based on the conditions of today, right?
So. Yeah, awesome. Well, my friend, have a great vacation and don't work too hard, but work hard enough.
Yeah, you know what? I'm ready for the September market. I'm looking forward to enjoying some family time, but really looking forward to keeping to grow our businesses together.
Awesome. You enjoy it, and we will. We are actually going to do this remotely with Jayden while he is on vacation, or at least so he tells me.
Yeah.
He may have a beer in his hand, and that's okay.
That's right. Just hope I don't have a Speedo on the beach.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna draw the line there. We're gonna draw the line there. You enjoy it, and everyone, thanks so much for watching. Whether you're live later, we appreciate it, and we will talk to you all next week. Have a great one.
Have a good one, guys.